It's not much of an acting scene. It just happened to be a production shot. It was very difficult to get an acting scene because they haven't got it properly ready yet.
You have to make yourself a sympathetic character. Somebody has to be rooted for. And in pictures like The Mechanic, there's nobody else to root for, you see.
When we think of a man who embodies rugged toughness, one name instantly stands out: Charles Bronson. He was a man who climbed his way to the top, proving that relentless effort can change one's destiny.
You can't hit me! I'll have you up on charges.
Who hit you? I wouldn't do a thing like that.
But what if we told you there was an unexpected and controversial side to his story, something so shocking it sent shockwaves through the public? Even his daughter confirmed it. What was this secret? To find the answer, we need to rewind to the beginning, Charles Bronson's early life. Born in 1921 in Scooptown, a coal mining community in Pennsylvania, Charles's early years were marked by poverty and hardship. At just 10 years old, he faced the devastating loss of his father to a lung disease caused by years of mining. This loss thrust him into a life of responsibility and hard work from an early age. As the 11th of 15 siblings, Charles grew up in a cramped, financially unstable home where every penny was crucial. The severe poverty his family faced was evident in their constant struggle to provide even the most basic necessities. At 6 years old, Charles was humiliated when he had to wear hand-me-down clothes to school, including a dress that had been passed down from his older sister. Quite the opposite of the tough, resilient figure he would later become. This early embarrassment left a lasting impact on young Charles, likely influencing the man he would grow into. By the time he was a teenager, he was already working in the coal mines, enduring long hours in cramped, dark tunnels for minimal pay. Although the wages were small by today's standards, they meant everything to him at the time, and he worked tirelessly to earn them. The physically demanding work left his hands calloused and scarred, serving as constant reminders of his challenging upbringing. But despite the immense struggles, Charles kept pushing forward, determined to change his fate and that of his family. In Scooptown, life was defined by relentless labor. Families like the Bronsons fought daily to survive in the harsh, unforgiving world of coal mining. Bronson's difficult childhood left an indelible mark on his character, shaping his beliefs and outlook on life. The values of hard work and perseverance that were instilled in him during these early years would later fuel his portrayal of gritty, determined characters in Hollywood films. The poverty Charles endured in his early years fueled his determination to escape the harsh conditions of his environment and strive for a better life, far beyond the coal mines of Pennsylvania. His longing for something greater, something alongside the world's brightest stars, pushed him to pursue a future that went beyond his humble origins. Despite the overwhelming challenges he faced, including hunger and hardship, Charles never lost sight of his dreams. Bronson's patriotism was also deeply ingrained. When the attack on Pearl Harbor struck, his sense of duty swelled. In 1943, Charles enlisted in the military during World War II. Although many of his peers faced the brutality of combat, Charles's role was different. He trained as a gunner in Arizona, a crucial position that kept him away from the front lines. While he didn't witness the horrors of active combat, his military service left a profound mark on him, shaping his future journey. Once the war ended, Charles sought a new direction. Transitioning from coal mining to military service and then into the bright lights of Hollywood, he found that the discipline, camaraderie, and sense of duty he had developed in the Army were instrumental to his growth as an actor. While his military experience didn't directly translate into acting roles, the determination and discipline he gained during his service played a vital role in his success. Bronson's background shaped him into the tough, no-nonsense actor we all know. His military experiences added an element of authenticity to the hard-edged characters he portrayed. After being discharged from the Army, he faced a crossroads, return to the mines, or pursue a career in something else. For the first time, Charles had the chance to choose his path, and he seized the opportunity to follow his dream of becoming a Hollywood star. Although his early career was a slow climb, Bronson's perseverance paid off. Starting with small roles and various odd jobs, he eventually adopted the stage name Charles Bronson, hoping it would give him a more appealing image. This decision was also influenced by the political climate of the time, when fears of communism were shaping the entertainment industry. Bronson's rise in Hollywood was driven by sheer determination. He often played tough, unyielding characters, roles that resonated strongly with audiences. His distinctive voice and rugged appearance made him stand out from other leading men of his time, earning him the recognition he needed to succeed. As Bronson's career gained momentum, he became renowned for adding depth and realism to his roles. Though often cast as the tough guy, he demonstrated remarkable versatility, skillfully portraying a wide range of characters, from hardened fighters to desperate prisoners of war. His powerful performances captivated audiences and solidified his place as one of Hollywood's most iconic stars. One of Charles Bronson's most memorable roles came in 1963 when he portrayed Flight Lieutenant Danny Tunnel King Valinsky in The Great Escape. His character was tasked with digging a tunnel from a prison cell, a challenging feat made even more difficult by Bronson's own claustrophobia. The confined space needed for the scene took a toll on him, but he refused to let his fear hinder his performance. Despite the struggles, Bronson gave an exceptional performance that captivated audiences and further solidified his reputation as a skilled actor. However, his journey into acting was not without its obstacles. He faced skepticism and criticism from some industry professionals who doubted his suitability for leading roles. Even though his rise to fame was a result of hard work and dedication, Bronson was no stranger to adversity. Having endured hardship since childhood, he wasn't one to shy away from criticism. With relentless determination, he proved his critics wrong, eventually landing significant roles in high-profile films that cemented his status as a Hollywood legend. Throughout his career, Charles Bronson remained grounded. While aware of the fame and admiration that accompanied his success, he was determined not to lose touch with his roots. Whenever the glitz and glamour of celebrity life became too overwhelming, he would take time to relax and find peace. Although the world saw him as a tough, rugged man, Bronson had a more sensitive, artistic side that few got to witness. In his spare time, he indulged in painting and sculpting, finding relaxation and inner peace through his art. Known for his iconic tough guy roles, Bronson's on-screen characters often embodied strength, masculinity, and a no-nonsense attitude. But behind the camera, his personal life revealed a more vulnerable and compassionate side, showing the complexity of the man beneath the tough exterior. His tough guy persona wasn't just a facade, it reflected the struggles and experiences that shaped the man he became. Charles Bronson's early life was forged in the hardship of laboring in the coal mines of Pennsylvania, which instilled in him the belief that the world could be cruel if you weren't strong enough to face it. The physical scars from his years as a laborer served as a testament to his resilience, which influenced the tough persona he later portrayed on screen. When he entered Hollywood, there was a high demand for tough, authoritative figures, and his solid build and stoic demeanor made him the perfect fit for roles requiring strength and determination. His powerful presence and body language screamed, "Don't mess with me," making him the ideal choice for tough, uncompromising characters in films like The Great Escape and the Death Wish series, which earned him a reputation as a Hollywood tough guy adored by audiences. But Bronson's life wasn't just defined by his roles in films. His personal life, particularly his love story, became one of the most talked about and controversial topics of the time. In 1965, he divorced his first wife, and while filming The Great Escape, he met Jill Ireland. At the time, she was married to his friend and co-star, David Malum. But that didn't stop the two from forming a deep bond. Their affair caused a great deal of controversy, and although Malum initially struggled with the situation, he eventually accepted it and parted ways with Jill. In 1967, after both were free from their previous marriages, Charles and Jill married in 1968. Jill began appearing in many of her husband's films, leading to rumors that she was cast so often because no other actress would work alongside Charles. The couple settled in a mansion in Bel Air and raised 7 children, 2 from Charles's first marriage, 3 from Jill's, and 2 of their own. However, their life together was not without heartbreak. After enduring a difficult childhood, Charles faced an even greater tragedy when Jill was diagnosed with breast cancer. She fought the disease with remarkable strength, and Charles supported her every step of the way. Jill became a passionate advocate for cancer awareness, even founding a charity for cancer research. She wrote a book about her battle, gaining worldwide attention. But just when they thought she was in remission, the cancer spread to her lungs and other parts of her body. Given only 3 to 5 years to live, Jill continued writing, dedicating her next book to her son, who had died from drug abuse. She was working on a 3rd book when she passed away on May 18, 1990. Jill requested no tears at her funeral, asking for champagne to be served and for people to celebrate her life rather than mourn her passing. She was a beloved actress who left a lasting legacy, and her memory remains cherished by many. 8 years after Jill's death, Charles married Kim Weeks, and they remained together until his death. Charles Bronson's journey to stardom was nothing short of legendary. Though gradual, his rise to the top of Hollywood was steady and unyielding. He never wavered, always pushing forward. His transition from coal miner to international fame is a story worth remembering. After returning from World War II, he enrolled in acting school to pursue his dream. He took various odd jobs at the Pasadena Playhouse before landing his breakthrough role in Drumbeat in 1954. From that point on, his commanding presence on screen, despite not fitting the traditional leading man image, won over audiences. His greatest success came with Death Wish in 1974, solidifying his place as an icon of Hollywood. Charles Bronson's portrayal of vigilante Paul Kersey in Death Wish left a lasting impact on audiences, sparking such intense demand for his character that multiple sequels were made. Beyond his iconic role as a vigilante, Bronson demonstrated impressive versatility across various genres, earning a reputation for his commitment to his craft. His authenticity inspired future generations of actors, and even today, he is seen as a benchmark in the entertainment industry. However, his fame came with its share of controversy. Bronson was often viewed as arrogant and violent off-screen, a stark contrast to the tough persona he portrayed on film. His willingness to engage in physical altercations, including a well-known fight with a sergeant that resulted in a broken arm, contributed to this reputation. Additionally, his infamous refusal to shake hands with others, citing a fear of germs, only fueled the perception of him as a difficult figure in the industry. One of the most talked-about aspects of his career was the Death Wish series, which sparked debates over the ethics of vigilantism as the film's protagonist took extreme measures to exact revenge. Despite the negative reactions to his character, these films showcased Bronson's immense acting talent as people began to associate him with the themes of justice portrayed in the movies. His disdain for the media only cemented his controversial image, as he felt journalists and critics had no right to invade his privacy. Despite the challenges, Bronson stood firm in his beliefs, fiercely protective of his family, while maintaining a tough exterior that hid his more vulnerable side. His unwillingness to compromise on his principles earned him both admiration and criticism. From his early days in the coal mines to becoming one of Hollywood's most legendary tough guys, Bronson's journey was one of resilience and perseverance. He not only achieved major success in films like The Great Escape and Death Wish, but he also proved to be a savvy businessman, negotiating lucrative contracts that led to significant wealth. Beyond his acting career, Bronson's artistic talents were revealed through his work as a painter and sculptor using the pseudonym Binsky. His artwork, showcasing his sensitivity and creativity, remains one of the more surprising aspects of his character. Despite his fame and fortune, Bronson never lost sight of his humble origins. In his later years, he became more introspective, finding peace in solitude while grappling with Alzheimer's disease. Bronson's final years were overshadowed by the heartbreaking loss of his beloved wife, Jill Ireland, to cancer in 1990, a devastating event that left an unfillable void in his life. Their love, forged in adversity and strengthened by loyalty, was far removed from the superficiality of Hollywood's glamorous world. Charles Bronson passed away in 2003, his health deteriorated by Alzheimer's and pneumonia. Yet he left behind a powerful legacy of strength, determination, and an enduring influence on both the film industry and popular culture. Surrounded by loved ones, he took his final breath, leaving a profound impact on the world that will not soon be forgotten.